Hi guys, welcome back to this YouTube channel, Entrepreneurial Moves Documented. This video will be a two-in-one, a channel trailer and also a video about the difference between an entrepreneur and an entrepreneur. But first of all, let me just introduce myself for the ones that don't know me. Hi, how are you guys? My name is Mariam and I am a entrepreneur. And I made this channel because I was so sick and tired of seeing already established entrepreneurs making, self-help videos, which were actually helpful. But in the context of actually having a business, in the context of actually, somebody that has an established structure of some sort, and I was struggling because I was so emotionally stuck. I was so, my thoughts were stuck. I was very stuck. I was like, I really want to be an entrepreneur, but I did not know how to get out of that slump or of that prison that I had. I'd be like, I imagine it, I see myself doing it, but I do not know what it takes. I don't have the willpower. Maybe I'm very afraid. I did not know what it is. And these self-help YouTubers that are entrepreneurs, amazing entrepreneurs, they have great tips, but for the ones that actually started doing the actions, and I was not there yet. So I created this YouTube channel in the hopes of helping you guys and helping myself actually to, get out of that entrepreneurship shadow, of that entrepreneurship prison, into being an actual entrepreneur, an entrepreneur that makes actions, an entrepreneur that has an established structure, an entrepreneur that influences people, that changes people's lives and changes his life or their life or whatever. So that is the purpose of this YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel that's kind of like an interactive self-help channel where I show you guys what I'm doing, and my failures and my trials and errors. And also because since I've been an entrepreneur for so long, I'm an expert right now, there are multiple things that I'm actually good at. So I'm just gonna give you guys shortcuts for them because I've learned them the hard way, and I'm just gonna share my shortcuts. So this YouTube channel serves two things, which is trying to be an entrepreneur together, and trying and failing together, and just seeing what works and what doesn't, and documenting my successes, document my failures more, because that's the realistic truth. As I told you, these established entrepreneur channels are already they are established. You get what I mean? They already have the followers, they already have the money, they already have the lifestyle. So they might sometimes lose, the POV of somebody that's just starting out from nothing. And I'm gonna be here to serve that, because I found a gap in the market. And also, it's a YouTube channel dedicated for showcasing you, telling you guys and showing you guys how to do things that I've learned the hard way, or things that I'm actually skilled at and I can help you with, including social media marketing, because I'm actually good with that. So this is the premise of this YouTube channel. So if you are somebody like me that's very stuck, that wants to be a business person, that wants to be an entrepreneur, but they're stuck maybe because of their inner shadows that are unhealed, maybe because they doubt themselves, maybe because their environment is not helping them, maybe because their habits are not good and their habits are not making them successful, maybe because they're very stuck and they don't know how to get out of that stuck up mindset, and to do actions. And from a thought, whenever they have a business idea, or whenever they have a creative thought, they don't have to sleep on it, they gotta execute on it, they have to make an action towards it. And I was struggling with that for the longest time. I have a lot of amazing thoughts. I'd be like, I want to do this, I want to have this, I want to have that, and then whenever I try to put an action onto that, I just sabotage myself. I just hijack myself. I'd be like, okay, you want to do that, but do you remember what that person told you? Do you remember? Oh yeah, they told you can never do that. Oh, don't you remember you tried to do this but you never actually succeeded? Oh, who are you kidding? You've never been consistent, you've never been disciplined. Who are you kidding? You want to be an entrepreneur? So all of those thoughts, that come, or most of the emotions that come after me having the initial thought of, okay, I want to have that. So then I never do actions, or I would do small actions, and most of my actions would be very, very safe to take. Not like somebody that is trying to be an entrepreneur, because I think that an entrepreneur needs to, have an attitude of, okay, I'm very afraid to do this because it's my first time and it's very normal to be afraid, but I'm gonna do it. That is to me what an entrepreneur is. And I never would reach that point. Even the small actions that I would make towards my dreams are very safe. They are very in my in my comfort zone, and they're very not anybody nobody would see this type of action. Okay, if I fail, it's okay, but I would never dare to go around the actions that would actually get my dream life, the actions that would make me achieve what I want to achieve. You get what I mean? So this is the YouTube channel for that. And I really, really wanted this YouTube channel because I did not know how to, get out of this like stupid mindset. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur so bad, but how? Like, I know the how. I know the business plan. I know the business tricks. I know how the money works. I know how investing works. I know all of those like technical things, but the mindset. Okay, don't be afraid. Barge in. Do an action. But like, I'm stuck, I just always like read those books, or I would just like watch those like motivation videos, and they would actually give me motivation. And I might do an action, but that's very like instantaneous. Like after that, dopamine rush fades away, I am not doing an action. I'm being afraid again, and I don't even know how to manage my emotions. So this is the YouTube channel for that. And yeah, if you are also like struggling like me and not wanting to give up on your dreams, because you might have thought, okay, maybe actually entrepreneurship is not for me, but I thought that too, but I know it's for me because I feel like it is for me. Like, it is for me. There's no way it's not for me. Like, why would I want something that is not for me? You get what I mean? Like, that would be torture from God, I feel. But I'm just not doing the right things, and I tried so many like things and I failed so bad. Like, it's actually embarrassing, but I'm gonna be sharing all of my failures like to you guys, although I find it embarrassing and I failed like many times where nobody actually have seen me fail. But whatever, I'm just gonna share all to all learn, like, from my mistakes and from your mistakes, hopefully, because I want to like build a community around this of entrepreneurs that are actually like not wanting to give up on their dreams, because those videos of, oh yeah, just like drop out of high school, or drop out of college and quit your 9 to 5 and try to hustle, and all of those like motivational alpha male videos, they're good, and it was like a trend, blah blah blah. And a lot of people, I feel, they were like, okay, I actually want that lifestyle because it's trendy, but most have miserably failed, and they've seen it as like, oh, okay, I can't do that. But I don't want to be categorized as that person. You get what I mean? I actually want to achieve my goals. I want to achieve my dreams that I want so bad, and I am going to get out of the stuck up mindset, and I will show it all here on this YouTube channel, and I will show my success, I will show my growth, but mostly my failures, and how I am trying to bounce back. Because to me, a winner is a loser that tried for one more time, and I'm gonna keep on trying until I become a winner, because there's no way I spent all of these years trying to be an entrepreneur and then I'm just gonna toss it out. I'm gonna be, oh, okay, maybe I was influenced by those like alpha male videos, and maybe I was just like caught up in that whole trendy entrepreneurial thing, like an internet entrepreneurial thing. Like, no, I don't want to be categorized as a loser that got consumed by or consumed a lot of those videos, because I'm not. I actually want this, like, and I know a lot of people that have been successful at this. There's multiple people that failed, of course, but I am failing because I am not trying the right things, not because the entrepreneurship doesn't work, because it does work. I have 3,000 examples of people that have the career that I want, have like everything that I want to own, or hang around people that I want to hang around, go to places that I want to go to. Why them? Not me. They're human too. I'm a human too. You get what I mean? Like, we're the same. I breathe, they breathe. I have a beating heart, they do too. It's okay, And also, I might be like, okay, maybe they're because from Europe or whatever, and I'm not from Europe, and maybe they're privileged because they're a parent, because those are just excuses. Because I know 3,000 million other examples of people that became successful after they were drug addicts, or people that became successful after, I don't know, they were like homeless. They had no home. I was never homeless in my life. I'm actually more privileged than most people in reality, but I'm here, like crying about, oh my God, I'm stuck up. Oh my God, I'm an entrepreneur. This year in 2024, I am going to be an entrepreneur, period. I'm going to have it be like, on my passport, a business owner. That would be my occupation. That would be my job. I am going to be a proud, headliner, like at LinkedIn. I'm just going to put it there. Entrepreneur with no imposter syndrome, with actual results, tangible results, and I will flex the fuck out of my success this year, and I'm gonna be documenting it all. Whether I fail or not, I don't care, because I'm so done. I'm so done. Just like, what if I have the money in the world? What if I have this? What if I do this? Oh, I imagine myself doing this. I'm done imagining. I'm done visualizing. I know exactly what to do. I know my intuition, like, and it's telling me, Mariam, do this. You get what I mean? And I'm gonna actually do that and show it all on this YouTube channel. And between, the difference, as I told you, because oh my god, I look so good today. Anyway, I'm sorry. And between, like the video that I told you about, what the fuck? I'm sorry, I'm also gonna curse on this YouTube channel because, like, it's my personality to curse a little. But, on this YouTube channel, I want to have, a little bit of, like, some sort of direction. I want to help you guys. Truly, this is a YouTube channel where I help people by helping myself. That is like an interactive self-help channel for me. Like, that is a new concept that I came up with. Maybe, I don't know though, but I'm not sure. We'll see. But what I'm trying to say is, to me, the difference between a wantrepreneur and an entrepreneur is this one thing. Because I told you, I'm an experienced, top tier entrepreneur for real, and it's embarrassing. And whatever. I will just give you a little bit of like a backstory, okay? And it's although it's embarrassing, and I don't want to say this, okay, but it's the truth. I failed. I'm a failure right now. It's okay. I'm just gonna admit it onto the web, like whatever. I don't care. Back in 2019, okay, all of my life I was an A+ student. Period. I always would have the prizes. I would be like the first, like on the top of my class, or the second, the third, like worst case scenario, and I would cry when I'd be the third. You get what I mean? My parents would always spoil me like with, like compliments and gifts whenever I would be at the top of my class, and it was amazing, okay? My teachers would always compliment the shit out of me. My family, the whole, like both sides of my mom's side and my dad's side, they would always be like, Mariam, you're so smart. Oh my God, you're gonna grow up to be a doctor, blah, 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 blah. I never failed in school, okay? Period. Like, period. But on my high school, English is my third language, and I still speak it better than you, okay? During my high school time, it was like, in my country, we have a 4-year like high school. Some countries have 3, some countries I don't know, 5 or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I basically passed the first year. I was the second, like in the first trimester, and the first on top of my class on the first trimester, on the last semester, sorry. And I actually never studied. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I was always an A+ student. I got a prize from the school. Most of my teachers would be like spoiling me, complimenting me. I would get away with a lot of shit because I was just like a good student. You get what I mean? But then during the summer of 2019, and this idea has been ringing in my ear for years, I just decided to drop out of high school. Okay, I thought about it, I was like, I think, school is not the one. Also, during that time, I'm gonna say this, although it's embarrassing, like, I'm just gonna be a meme for sure for like a wantrepreneur, wantrepreneurs caught in the wild Instagram themed page. I don't care, nobody consumes Instagram themed pages anyway, by the way, anymore, whatever. But I'm just gonna say, although it's embarrassing. So, during, that year, during the summer of my first year of high school, so basically the summer where I would be going and transitioning into the second year of high school, I was reading books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah, that one. And I was like, I never read books, by the way. Before, I would always find books boring because I would be forced to read books in my school, especially French literature. That word. Littérature. I know how to speak French. But no, I'm not French. Even if I was French, like, I don't want that. Like, I'm so sorry, but they are boring. Like, they are hard, like very hard language. I don't want to be francophone. Like, who signed me up for that? You know what I mean? So I would never like read books. I would just like Google, the summary whenever the teachers told us to summarize. But all of a sudden, subhanallah, I became a reader, and I picked up on books like the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because it was very famous during that time, and people were like, "Oh, read this book," and I was like, "Okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna read it." I finished a book, one. Hello, me finishing a book, never, unheard of. And two, I was like, wait a minute. This is a knowledge that I want to know more of, the way, the Rich Dad Poor Dad was explaining how, there's different quadrants in life, and how, people think from their perspective and how money works. And it was like a very basic book, by the way. There are more deeper books even from Robert himself, but like, there are more in-depth business, finance. But that book changed I never knew about that. I'm somebody from Africa, never knew that you could live like that, never heard of the word entrepreneurship. You get what I mean? And I was like, I want this. I just want this, I don't know how. The book kind of told me how, in a way. They were like, just trust the rich people and follow the rich one because they know how to make money. And I was like, I want to make money, because I would look around. My parents were struggling, although they were like the ones that were employees, the ones with, like college degrees. My mom studied law, honey, like, okay. And they're the ones struggling. And I see the like people that are self-employed, like even a plumber. Sorry, but it's like in my society, somebody that has like a master's degree is better than a plumber. But to me right now, with this mind, a plumber is somebody that's better because they are making their money. They are self-employed in terms of finances. And the ones that are sleeping on college degrees and don't know how to make money, they're just basically underpaid. So I was like, you know what? This book is onto something. And I started looking around me. Although this book, Robert is a US citizen. And this, I think, applies internationally. That's why the book was an international hit. And I was like, wait a damn minute. What am I studying for? To be a doctor because it pays well? Who said I want that? And I actually was considering it because most of my family members would be like, be a doctor, be an engineer, be the top things. Doctor, engineer, these are the top things. I'm African. If you're like African or Asian or South American, you can relate, period. Like, your parents told you that. That's the only path they knew. And it worked in the past. In the past, being an employee worked so much. Now, with inflation, it does not work at all. Most employees are struggling as fuck. They're just lying to themselves because they don't want to admit to their it hurts, dude. I studied for what? For nothing, for me to struggle, and for somebody that has no high school degree to be better than me. I get them. They never want to talk about that. But anyways, I was like, wow, this book, I'm somebody that's genuinely curious, right? And then I was like, I really want this life. So I started picking up on more books or whatever. And one random day, I started my second year of high school, and we start basically in September. So I studied full September and I studied full October. But then, one random day, I remember 8th of November, 9th, 11th. Is there anybody here? I don't know. One day, randomly, I was at the public library because I would spend most of my time there, just reading books or just studying or whatever. Because I told you I was an A+ student. That was very off-brand for me to drop out of high school. One day, I just collected my bags. I waited until the public library closed down, and just was speed walking my way into home. And then I went to my mom and I was like, I'm gonna drop out of high school. I don't even know what got into me that day. My mom thought I was possessed. My mom thought I was mentally ill. Literally all of those things. She was like, okay, take a break maybe. And my mom, and her reasoning was, I will let her be, because I will tell you why. In middle school, I went to the top 1% only middle school. So I basically had to sit through a national exam, and I passed. And yeah, all of my middle school, I spent it being there. And I was a good student there, at 1%, guys, okay? And I, to go from the middle school 1% one to the high school 1% one, I had to sit for the national exam again, which was harder. And I was, my mark basically was 14.97 or 93. I don't remember. No, 93. And I only was 0.073, I told you. So it's 0.07 to reach the 15 mark, which is what they needed. Although there is another rule, there is a waiting list. So if the number is still the number, there are still people that could be enrolled, right? They would get from that list. But subhanallah, it was a weird something, and at the time I despised that. I was like, what the fuck? Because my generation, that year, the Minister of Education was like, there is nobody that will be below the 15. Only that year. The years after that, people would go like, from the waiting list, and they would have like 14, that's like very low, 14. I was 14.93. I was the second on my regional like waiting list, literally, and the one that's like above me was like 14, I believe, like 06 or something. Not 0, sorry, 96. I was 90. Did I say 0? I don't know. Whatever. So my mom thought that, that kind of depressed me. That kind of made me, despise going back to a public school. And I actually was. First day there, I was just crying. I was like, what the fuck? I'm gonna study here? This is ghetto. Because I was just like in a better school, although it's still public, but it's only 1% that go there. But anyways, but it was not the case, because I got over my, I just accepted my fate. I was somebody that was very optimistic from a very young age. So I was like, whatever, that's God's fate. I'm supposed to be in this public school. And actually, as I told you, I succeeded even my first year there, and I got a prize, and I was on the top of my class the second semester, and I was not even studying. I swear to God, I spent all of that year, I spent it flirting with boys and just like dressing however I wanted and just being a rebellious teen. That was it. So my mom thought, okay, I would just let her have a gap year. I had a gap year, but to me, it was not that. My mom thought something, I thought something else. To me, I was like, I want to be an entrepreneur. Because I was seeing people, posting about how they became an entrepreneur, and they don't need a college degree. They don't need even high school degrees. And I was like, okay, realistically, Mariam, before you do this like impulsive decision, although it was not impulsive to me, in my opinion, but to people around me, it was very out of pocket. Like, that's why a lot of people thought I was possessed. I was mentally ill. People thought that I had witchcraft done on me, or that I had the evil eye done on me. Yes! All of that. Damn, this video is gonna be long AF. But hi guys, nice to meet you. I'm not feeling good sharing all of this onto the internet, please. Excuse you. Anyways, so what was I talking about? Oh la la. Yeah, so whatever. I did that, I started doing that. But guess what happened? During November, I already started hearing like on the internet that there was a virus that was starting from China. And I was like, damn, okay, I don't feel good about this. Like, oh my God, And then, whoa, it was the best news ever. People were dying, but it was the best news ever, because quarantine, global, quarantine. So my mom kind of forgot about me, because I was supposed to go do a gap year only for some trimester or something. No, I did not do that. I took the whole year. It was amazing. And it was not only me. So even the people that were asking me, Mariam, where are you? Why did you drop out of high school? They are gone, because nobody's going to school. You get what I mean? God was on my side. The whole universe was on my side. Stop, I'm joking. People were dying. It was a bad time. I was a teenager at the time. I was just 17, 16. I did not know any better. So anyways, it was I was like, oh my God, I can just be unbothered, not bombarded with questions, because I was suffocating, guys. I told you, I have an extended family, and all of them, they're like, Mariam, you are an intellectual. Mariam, you're very smart. You're like an A+ student. Like, what the fuck? We thought you're gonna be the first doctor in this family. The fuck is wrong with you? In a nice way. They were like, it's okay to feel. They were trying to uplift me, but I was not depressed. I just wanted to be an entrepreneur. You get what I mean? Anyways, so I was like, okay. I started doing, a whole routine. I started reading all the books. My mistake was why I know I was an entrepreneur, because I was only reading books and just getting ideas and trying. But also, I'm gonna give myself the benefit of the doubt. First of all, I was just 16. Second of all, I don't know anybody that's an entrepreneur in my life. I don't know anybody that's a business person in my life. Most of my family members are employees. So I was 16, I don't know what to do, so I was just reading books, gathering information. I was not even going to university for business, so I needed to know that. I understand why I was choosing to read books, do online courses, and I did a shit ton of them. I read a shit ton of books. I was watching all of the YouTube videos, and I learned a lot. And that knowledge, to this day, I use. To this day, although now I'm the one that's being actually the entrepreneur, and I'm making actions towards that goal, right? And what was I talking about? Yeah. And yeah, basically, I was just doing that. And by the way, when that random date in November where I was back home and I was with my mom, I actually did her a PowerPoint presentation too. My dream is to find that, because it's in a broken laptop. I would love to get that. Dude, it's literally I literally did a PowerPoint presentation. I was like, Mom, I'm dropping out of high school because of this and this and this, and I actually want to make money online, and I see it as the future. Mind you, During that time, nobody was working from home online. Literally nobody. And mom laughed at me. People laughed at me when I told them that. And also, one of my biggest mistakes was telling people my dream, because they will prison you into that dream. Although, so if you fail, you're gonna be, oh, but wasn't this your dream? Although I get it. But I was so excited at the time. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I will do this. I am gonna do this. This is what I am. Maybe it was a spiritual psychosis. I don't know. You get what I mean? Maybe I was possessed at the time. I don't know. Maybe I was depressed. I also don't know. Because also I had enough oversharing. I'm not gonna tell that part now. Enough oversharing for today. But anyways, so, and boom, all of a sudden, everybody was working from home. Guess who was like, I told you so? Me. I was like the I told you so chick. I was just like flexing that, oh, you doubted me? You were like, there's nobody that works from home. I work from home. You work from home. Everybody gets a car and works from home. You get what I mean? And I was like, damn, I'm 16 and I know this. So I'm genuinely ahead of my time. And mind you, working from home, maybe in your country was already a thing. Even in my country, it was already a thing. But in foreign companies, but not like globally known, like, oh, hopping on a Zoom, doing an online. That was never unheard of in my country at the time. I swear to God. Anyways, so I was just like minding my business and working, and like I wanted, like at the time I was very into sustainability. I was actually a climate activist, and I was like, I had a certain business idea. I'm not gonna share it because I want to do it one day, but not now. Like I feel like now I'm not like with that mindset anymore. I was 16, now I'm like 20. But anyways, I was just like working towards that, trying to do an ideation of what a business could, like how to get funds, know different aspects of like having a business, because I never knew that. And that was still amazing, but I actually never done action. And I thought I was doing things because I was actually busy. I did not spend my quarantine happy and like partying or doing like, staycations or going outside, to walk, wherever. I was just in my room reading books, doing courses with all of my friends, because there was no school. They would go out, they would hang out. I was not doing that. I was the one that was actually working, and I thought I was doing actions, but damn, like that is what a wantrepreneur does. And at the time I did not know that. A wantrepreneur spends 80% of their time researching and only 20% doing an action. That was me. And most of my actions were very like small, and I would just take a piece of of paper, or I would write a business plan. But where is the business? I did not know that. I swear to God, I thought I was fulfilling something. So that is a wantrepreneur, guys. Reading a lot of books, doing all the courses, watching all the videos, being obsessed, actually knowing every like entrepreneur that does content on the internet ever, knowing everybody, knowing all the terms, knowing all the fun things, I was just consuming YouTube content, but to me, I was genuinely like, I did not know any better. And I was genuinely like being an entrepreneur that way. But that knowledge, that 80% knowledge, only 20% action, actually helped me to this day. I still like, I don't read that many books anymore. I kind of like read random books for now, but whatever. I don't do courses like I used to do in the past, and I certainly don't watch that many videos about, self-help, because I do things intuitively right now. And I know all the tricks. I literally know all the tricks. Like I know, oh yeah, do action, discipline, do that. This is a trick to be more focused. Oh, do a dopamine detox. I know all the tricks, all of them. I tried all of the time management. Actually, I was a time manager at the time. I was not an entrepreneur nor a entrepreneur. I was a time manager. I was just managing my time and spending it like learning good things. That helped me. But still, where is the entrepreneurship? So, COVID, the COVID quarantine was lifted like a little bit, and my mom was like, you're going back to school because you said, give me 1 year, you're gonna be like a millionaire. Where the fuck is that? Because I told them that. Actually, it's so embarrassing. I told them, give me 1 year. So they gave me that. But it was COVID too that helped me, the COVID initial quarantine. But basically, I was like, okay, I'm forced to do this because it's 1 year and I made $0. Like $0. I was like, also, trying to be like trying to do freelancing. But since I was like underage, I can't have like a bank account. Also, I did not know that my country kind of blocks these things because whatever, we're just very backwards. I did not know a lot of people that could help me too. That's the thing. I couldn't even network at the time because it was COVID. And maybe these are excuses, but I was bad at the time because I was wantrepreneuring, not entrepreneuring. Maybe if I just started working from day one and done something about international payment or protested in front of the finance ministry, or done an action, or even started like a small business in my country, like selling candles or some shit, maybe I would be the entrepreneur today and I would be the rich one today, you know. But we can't regret what we can't like fix right now. It's the past, and I really forgive my old self because she did not know any better. I was just like a 16 little girl, you know, from Africa. Like, I don't know any better, and it was really bad time on me, and it was like such a harsh thing to go through, you know. And I had a lot of like bad things happen to me. Anyways, I'm not gonna cry, like, fuck that. So yeah, then I went back to school for my second year of high school because I dropped out of the first year. I only like studied 2 months, and then so yeah, it's like annulled. Second year, I finished it. I succeeded with like a very small mark because I did not study at all. I did not show up even, like, let alone like, you know, have a good mark and just rely on my extensive knowledge. No, I was not showing up, so I just like succeeded with the bare minimum. And then the third year came, and I was like, I'm done. I am done. Because the second year I only agreed to going back to school because it was just like, you study one day, the next day you don't study, and you study one day, so that they don't let a lot of students be in the same room, like together, be in the same school together, because COVID still was a thing. That was like the year 2021. So yeah, basically, then I dropped out of high school again, and then I started doing an accounting course, which I'm still at. But to this day, I'm still not an entrepreneur. I'm not making the money that I want. Although I made money, I did work online. I did some stuff. I am doing actions, but I'm not there yet. So this YouTube channel is me going from a wantrepreneur to an entrepreneur to somebody that is being like, I'm still afraid. I'm very afraid. I'm afraid to be judged. I'm afraid to fail. I'm afraid to do like all of these things wrong. But I am actually gonna, I'm sorry about the noise, but we're gonna have to do that. But is somebody that jumps and does the action. I believe in myself more than my environment. You get what I mean? Because if I believe in my environment more than me, I'm doomed. I'm gonna be like a regular person, and I would be just a regular adult that had dreams once, and then I would let children, oh, what's your dream? Haha, that's good. Hopefully you realize it, but no, you won't, because that's not realistic. No, I'm not that, you know? So this would be the YouTube channel for it, guys. Hopefully my story kind of like helped you a little. And yeah, thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next video every Monday. I'm gonna be consistent and disciplined every Monday. The door is not gonna have to go. Bye-bye.